Amanda here from Create Your Future. So today I have an exciting video. I am going to answer some subscriber questions. Some of you guys were asking, is everyone as you pushed out black magic? And can somebody cast a spell on you? Well, I'm going to have those answers to those questions plus more. I'm going to explain everyone as you pushed out, how it relates to the law of assumption. And yeah, we're going to dive into it. But just before we do, guys, we're giving away a free course, how to find your blocks to manifest anything fast. The link is in the description below, as well as I have course Create the Relationship You Love and Intentions to Get Rid of a Third Party. Definitely check them out if you are looking for help in any of those areas. And of course, as always, we've got some great coaches here. Some of them are having sales on their coaching and whatnot. So if you do need extra help, we are always here for you. But of course, like you guys know, we put everything in our videos so you can create it yourself as well. So without our extra help. So anyway, let's dive into it. So first of all, I'm going to read from Neville, and Neville Goddard is the one that created the term everyone as you pushed out. And everyone as you pushed out is a way to explain how the law of assumption works. It's not separate from the law of assumption. It's not, oh, everyone as you pushed out, then there's law of assumption, then there's law of attraction. No, everyone as you pushed out, it describes the mechanism of how we create with our assumptions. So essentially it is the law of assumption. It's just the term that we use for how our thoughts transmit. So Neville called it thought transmission. He's called it everyone as you pushed out. These are his terms. And this is how he explains how your thoughts create, because everyone as you pushed out is the law of assumption and how the law of assumption actually works. Okay, so let's dive into it here. I'm reading from Neville's book, Neville Goddard's book, Prayer, the Art of Believing. This is chapter 5, titled Thought Transmission. So he says, the light, your consciousness is the light reflected on the mirror of your mind and projected into space to the one of whom you think. By mentally speaking to the subjective image in your mind, you cause the mirror of your mind to vibrate. Your vibrating mind modifies the light of consciousness reflected on it. The modified light of consciousness reaches the one towards whom it's directed and impinges on the mirror of his mind. It causes his mind to vibrate according to the modification it undergoes. Thus, it reproduces in him what was mentally affirmed by you. So basically, when you have a thought that vibrates on the mirror of your mind and it pings out to whoever you're thinking, and then they get that thought, okay? That's how the law of assumption works. That's everyone as you pushed out. That's thought transmission. They're all one and the same. It's law of assumption. So when you have an assumption about somebody, you create them to be that person, because Neville goes on to write some more here. He says, your beliefs, your fixed attitude of mind, constantly modify your consciousness as it's reflected on the mirror of your mind. Your consciousness, modified by your beliefs, objectifies itself in the condition of your world. To change your world, you must first change your concept of it. To change a man, you must first change your concept of him, okay? You must first believe him to be the man you want him to be and mentally talk to him as if he were. So that's like inner conversations, intentions, assumptions, what we say to other people about whoever else, right? We're creating our beliefs and our assumptions about that person, and they're going to show up that way, okay? All men are sufficiently sensitive to reproduce your beliefs of them, okay? So yeah, that's basically how the law of assumption works. Okay, so everyone as you pushed out is not any different. So let's get into this. Now, I've heard somebody ask if everyone as you pushed out is black magic. Well, that's a really good question. So that would be basically saying, you know, that if we were to say everyone as you pushed out is black magic, we'd be basically saying the law of assumption is black magic. But let's look at the definition of black magic. Black magic is known as dark magic, right? And it's traditionally referred to the use of supernatural powers, you know, or magic for evil. Okay, so okay, so I don't think anyone's evil, and I don't think anybody can create a desire that's evil. Like, I'm not evil, okay? And so I never create anything with law of assumption that's evil. So, okay, it's not black magic, okay, at all. And now, can somebody put a spell on you? Absolutely not, because you're the only one in your reality that can create anything, okay? So I don't think that I use black magic with everyone as you pushed out because it's law of assumption. I make an assumption of the other person. Whether the assumption of the other person is good or bad, I mean, I still make that assumption and then people show up that way in my reality. And the only person that really gets hurt out of all of it is me. If I create something I don't like, then it shows up and it doesn't make me too happy. I'm the only one getting hurt here, okay? And that's the same thing in your reality. So your reality is only yours. Nobody can make intentions in your reality. Nobody can make intentions or create anything in my reality other than me. Okay, so there's always that interesting question that I get is like, well, if two of us are both, going for the same specific person, whose intentions win? Well, yours, unless you intend the other person wins, but you create it whether you win or they win. Okay, nobody can create in your reality. There was another question that I've seen earlier today on the YouTube, and they said, well, my best friend and her boyfriend broke up. Who created that? Who? Well, you did. The one that is witnessed it. It's only you. You could never look at your reality and see something that happened, okay, and say, "Oh, that's it. She created it." No, you created it because you're witnessing it. It's reflecting back to you in your reality. You're creating it. You create everything in your reality that's good, that's bad, that's happy, that's sad. You create it all. That's why Neville said, only focus on things that are good, that are pure, that give you joy, because when you're focusing on things or thinking things, they show up. Now, sometimes you don't specifically create them, but you create them generally. Like for instance, I've got a belief. Some people are good, some people are bad. Boom. The world here overhears that, and then they take sides. Okay, I'm good, I'm bad, right? So no, let's clean that up. I intend that everybody is good, right? So no, there is no such thing as black magic unless you create that as a belief. If you're not, say right now, like I'm not an evil person, I'm a good person, and I create all good things in my life and good things, you know, and I wouldn't even go as far, thinking it's black magic would be saying, well, that you're capable of creating evil things. Well, I don't think any desire you have is evil. I mean, I would never create that. Never create that anything you want is evil. Everything that you want is your desire. You can have it, right? You can absolutely have it. It's completely up to you. You can create it all, right? So really what it comes down to is nobody can cast a spell on you. Okay, everyone as you pushed out is the law of assumption and how it works. Okay, so the main point here is to focus on what you want. Okay, and to keep focused on what you want, keep focused on the good assumptions that you have of other people, especially like a specific person. If you are trying to manifest somebody, start having the opinion that they like you, that they want to be around you, that they want to be in a relationship with you, that they want to do things that make you feel good, right? Because why not? If, well, the other thing that I've heard and somebody's asked me is like, well, is it, is it manipulating somebody to intend that they like you? Well, I don't think so, because you're already, okay, if they don't like you or want to be with you, you've already created that assumption, that your assumption's already in play. So intending that they like you, you're not doing anything to them that you haven't already been doing this whole time, because everything is reflection in your reality. Whether they like you, don't like you, it doesn't matter. You've created that, okay? So to change your mind from going, well, they don't want to be with me, to they do want to be with me, it's not manipulation. It's you changing who you want to be and what you want to see in your reality, okay? Because you're already controlling everything in your reality. Everything is already showing up as a direct reflection of your assumptions. You're already doing it. You've been doing it your whole life. You're very good at it. Everyone's very good at it. We're naturally powerful. That's what we have, right? So yeah. So yeah, you guys, really when it comes down to it, it's you would take responsibility for everything in your reality. And also, you change it if you don't like it, right? So yeah, so if something happens in your reality, who created it? Only you. There's never a question. If you ever do question who created what, the answer's always got to be you, because once you take the responsibility for what you created, you can change it, okay? Nobody can cast a spell on you. None of this is black magic, This is the power that we are given for some reason that we're here. And yeah, and that's exactly how law of assumption works. So yeah, so that's my video for today. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for being here. I do really appreciate you all, and I do wish and intend all the best for you guys, and that, some people have some aha moment with this and really understand everyone as you pushed out and how it relates to law of assumption. So thanks for being on the channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.